some words coming through from the England captain, Harry Kane. He was asked about the players who pulled out of English national duty. And what he had to say was that he does not like the fact that they pulled out, and maybe questioned if there's still as much of a desire as there was under Southgate, where like when guys got the call up, they knew they were excited to come to the national team. But he mentioned the fact that it's a tough period in the season. So Harry Kane questioned the legitimacy of his England teammates pulling out of the national team, saying that perhaps they are putting club over country. Do you like these statements from Harry Kane?
Not necessarily, because I think Harry Kane is saying this. I mean, obviously the question was fielded to him and he had to answer in some way. I think he's saying this because he's now playing in the Bundesliga. Everyone knows what's happening right around the corner in December. They know that the Nations League is not going to benefit me much. Participating in a friendly, and then I have to go through that spell of maybe 10 games in 2 weeks and a bit. My body's going to feel that because I have to put my body on the line for my team, because most of the England players represent teams in England, so they get through playing that congested fixture list. So, Jay, I think, number one, he was put on the spot, and I guess as the captain, you have to show pride and leadership, and you can't then say, I understand they had commitments or whatever. You have to say something that's, he's fighting for the country or whatnot. But I think, never mind throwing them under the bus. I mean, I'm with the players. Never mind Harry Kane's comment. I'm with the players, because I'd rather with say you're Trent Alexander-Arnold. We're on top of the log. Let's focus on winning something with Arne Slot versus just playing in Nations League. What are we going to do with the Nations League? No one cares about the Nations League, if we're being really honest, except for the teams who are maybe Group A and who have a real chance. Apart from that, it's just another camp where there's nothing much on the line. So I understand why players pulled out. I understand that England is not in the best space right now because Southgate has stepped down. They've since elected Thomas Tuchel's only going to be in charge in January, if I'm mistaken. And so in the meantime, you don't quite know what your place is. You're gonna go for a training camp, Jay, and then they choose Angel Gomez over you. You're gonna go on a training camp and then Levi Cowell plays ahead of you. Let the young guys play, because we've got stuff to focus on. I believe so. I understand. I'm not too mad at Harry Kane, but I'm with the players.
Harry Kane saying that it is always England over club is very interesting to me, because I don't know, first of all, if I agree with him. Like, the club pays these guys millions upon millions of pounds and euros, and I'm sure they get something from the national team, but their employers are the clubs. And maybe he is talking about it from a point of pride, that you should have more pride representing your country as you do your club. And that might be true, because at club level, you are a gun for hire, you're a mercenary. Whichever club you deem is worthy of your signature or offers you the best package, that's where you're going to go. So therefore, you might not love your club as much as the country, but I really don't think that is the scenario. I don't think it's a matter of, I'm more dedicated to my club than I am my country, because I am more loyal to my club than I am my country. But even if that was the case, what drives that? And as I'm saying, your club are your employers. So if you are going to take a risk on your career, you're more likely to do it for your club than for your country. Pep Guardiola was on the record as well, saying players go to represent their nations, they come back and they're injured, and you must just live with that. Because the national team coach, he's got his own agenda, and that is that is England. That's the English national team. And there's no real consideration for what happens at clubs, because that's none of my business. So if the players are in a position to make a choice, I don't bemoan any player who might choose their club over their country. And even in saying that, it's not as like black and white like that. I'd rather play for my club than for my country. If they're healthy, they're there, which is the other thing. I did not like these comments from Harry Kane, because he's pretty much questioning the legitimacy of his own teammates in terms of, are you really injured? What do you mean, fam? Like, how are you going to go in front of international media and question whether they're pulling out because they really are injured or because they're preserving themselves for this period of the season? Even if you feel that way, these guys. you've got their numbers, or you're going to see them at another camp, whatever the case may be. You are their captain. You can straight up ask them, and you can motivate your own personal beliefs around what it means to play for the country, and you can bring them along with you. You know, that is your duty, that is your responsibility and your prerogative as the captain of the national team, and these being the players who play under you. But when you then, as I'm saying, go out and you question if they truly are injured, or they are pretty much making up injuries or making up stories so that they don't turn up for England because they couldn't really be bothered to play for England, I don't think that is behavior becoming of a captain, and he shouldn't have offered that up.